And that is my predictions for the 2024 Women's Olympic Gymnastics team. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to try to see if we can guess what we think the Olympic team is going to look like this coming July, August, going into Paris. I sat and did this for a little while, trying to figure out who I would pick on the team and why. Now, I'm gonna preface, I don't know what the team's gonna be. I'm not sitting here saying I'm right. I have good ideas, because somebody's gonna comment something ugly. So I'm already gonna try to just prevent that. This is my opinion, my thought process, and whatever they choose, they're probably gonna be right. And we're gonna talk about if we agree with each other or not. So if you have anything different from what I have written down, please comment it below and why you think these people should be on the team, etc. All right, let's do it. Okay, so as you can see with my awesome handwriting, this is what I have for the Olympic team. So the team has 5 girls on it with 4 alternates. I learned that. I've researched a bunch of this stuff because they've changed the numbers over the years and I wasn't even sure how many alternates now were allowed. So from the things that I've read, I think this is right. 5 on the team, 4 alternates. Out of the 4 alternates, 2 of them will travel, 2 of them will not. Make sure I'm correct on that. Let me know below, please. So who I think is going to be on the team. Number 1, Simone Biles. This is a given. Obviously, Simone's going to be on the team, right? Duh. Okay, so that's pretty obvious. I think the second person will be Shilese. Hopefully she's healthy enough. Fingers crossed. But I'm just going to assume she's healthy, competing. So that second spot to me would go to Shilese. Third one is going to be Sky. I think this is another really good choice. And I'll get into how they all are individually, event-wise, all-around-wise, etc. Number 4, Suni, obviously for multiple reasons. And then I think that 5th spot I would give to Kayla. Alternates, this one was so hard for me to do. I kept going back and forth between Jordan and Kayla, Jordan and Suni. I hate having Jordan as an alternate. I hate it. But I think numbers-wise and just all-around purposes, I think from what I made for who I would have on what event, I even have lineups ready for who I would have, and this is how I pretty much figured out my team, is I'm like, who would I want in lineup? And then I went from there, and for Jordan, she just kept getting outplaced with numbers and just the overall picture, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but I really want Jordan on the team. I really want her to make it, but I don't know. I don't know if she will. You know, I will say if Shilese can't compete and she's just not healthy enough, I think Jordan will definitely be on the team. But we'll see. I hate having her there, though. But on paper, this is just where I had to have her. The second spot, I think, will go to Jade. Third spot, Leanne. Fourth spot, Hesley. I think she's come out of nowhere. She looks amazing. But I think with the experience, Leanne, Jade, and Jordan, they would take those higher spots as alternate than Hesley. Now, let's go into the lineups for vault, bars, beam, and floor. So now, to qualifications from what I read, and I didn't know this, I don't pay a lot of attention to the rules with Olympics, and again, they've changed a lot in the past, but from what I was reading yesterday, I was like, it's 3 up, 3 count, isn't it? But not in qualifications. In qualifications to get the team final, it's 4 up, 3 count. When you get to team final, it's 3 up, 3 count, which makes it really interesting. So for the qualification round, the 4 I think we would have on vault. Oops, let me fix Simone's eye for some reason. It got deleted. Who I would have on vault, no particular order. Obviously, you put your stronger to the more anchor position. I just have them written down in general. But for vault, I think it would... Why did I write an I? What is wrong with me? Oh my god. I just can't. Okay, here we go. Really good handwriting. It's fine. Okay. First and foremost on vault, Simone. And then Sky. Kayla, and Shy. Now, I have numbers 1, 2, and 3. So I think that will be the 4 that go on vault. Once you get to team final, I think the 3 I would choose based off of numbers from championships and just overall consistency. I think those 3 up 3 count would be Simone, Sky, and Kayla. But we'll see. Yes, Jade would be a very strong vault contender. But the thing is, if we put in Jade, I'd probably have to take away Kayla. And Kayla is strong on both vault and floor. And Kayla could also be someone super strong for bars if we need her be. Jade is very strong on vault and floor, because I'm also thinking if something happens, we need to try to make all of our athletes as all-around contending as possible, which makes sense, right? Because that way you can put in people in events and they're strong on it. With Jade, she's extremely strong on vault and floor, but she's not as strong on bars and beam. But Kayla is. So to me, Kayla outbids her, because Kayla could do all around if we needed her to and bring us good scores. And I'm going to get into their scores too. I wrote their scores down from championships. And I know we shouldn't just base everything off of one meet, but I'm using the most recent meet before trials, numbers-wise, to really show. And hello, we're at the end of it. Like, this is the time to peak. This is the time to show us what you've got and what your numbers are. And now, if you look at their scores right here on bars, Kayla scored a total of a 27.1 out of the 2 days. Jade, 27.15. And then on beam, Kayla was at a 27.15. And Jade on beam was at a 25.75. So although they're half a tenth, 0.05 difference on bars on bars with each other, beam, Kayla has a much higher 2-score combination than Jade. So again, if I needed to put Kayla on bars, yes, Jade scored a little bit higher than her, but look at the score difference that Kayla can bring in on beam. So for me, average-wise, Kayla seems to be a little bit better to do that than Jade. Again, just based off of numbers. And you can see it in the all-around score too, is Jade lost to Kayla by over a point. 110.8 is Kayla, 109.3 is Jade. So yeah, over a point, Kayla beat her by. So averagely, Kayla makes more sense to me. And that's kind of where I made that conclusion. And I want to be very clear that this is in no way of me attacking or trying to be ugly to any of these gymnasts by like, she's better. That's not what I'm trying to do. I think all of these gymnasts are so wonderful and they could help our country so much. But it just comes down to the numbers. It comes down to consistency and just the overall picture and what maybe makes the most sense. And I don't want to hurt anyone saying these things, but to me, it just is what it is. You have to make a team, and this is why they have multiple people make the team. You have to have these conversations back and forth. Luckily, I'm a Gemini, and we got a lot of personalities. So yesterday, I was talking, we're talking to each other. So it's kind of like I have a whole committee in my brain, and we're just talking amongst ourselves. But to me, Kayla made the most sense because although Jade did score higher than her on bars, barely, Kayla scored extremely better than her on beam than Jade did on beam. So that's where I'm at on that. Moving on to bars, I think Simone, Shiley, Sky, and Suni will make up the 4 up 3 count for qualification day. And if I had to choose, I would put in Simone, Shiley, and Sky. Now, I did go to Shiley's meet at Core Classic, which is the last meet she did before championships. And I just, even though it wasn't a 2-day, I just multiplied her scores by 2 to try to make it like she competed a 2-day like they did at championships. I know that's probably not what it was going to be, but I had to get some type of numbers down and just do an overall generalization. But there's no denying Shiley's is amazing and she's good. So I feel like these numbers are pretty fair to compare with each other and to compete against each other. So with Shy, on bars. I mean, she's beating Simone out on bars. Again, I know we're not going to have, she may not get the same exact score, the likelihood of that, the same score 2 days, which equaled to 30.5. But you understand, I have to try to get some type of theory, some type of general conclusion. So that's how I got Shy scores. So on bars, obviously Shy is known for bars. So she's going to be on the team. Simone didn't score, she scored about a point less, again, based off of the scores that I gave, or the way I added up Shy's. So I think that one, those two definitely make sense. Now for Sky and Suni, it's getting confusing. Sky, Shy, Simone, there's a lot of S's. Suni, we almost have a whole team of S's. That's funny. So with Suni and Sky, so Suni goes 28.8 and Sky goes 28.85. To me, based off that number and also consistency and overall the all-around score too, I think I would go with Sky over Suni, but where I do battle is going, and it would really depend on qualification day too. If Sky goes and does something in qualification day that's not the most positive, I might put Suni in, because I know Suni's been there, done that. So much so that she came out with it with a gold medal in the all-around, so to say, the last Olympics. So it's hard battling these rookies who are coming into the Olympics as first-timers and battling them with Olympians who they have been there and done that, and they've won. But the rookies are scoring a little higher than the vets. So that's a tricky one to see. And this lineup could obviously change going into the team final when it's time to do 3 up, 3 count. But that is why I came up with that bar lineup. For beam, Simone, Shy, Suni, and Sky. Again, I just went based off of numbers. I think Simone and Suni are going to be those obvious spots for beam. Suni going 29.1. The only person who scored a 29 on beam outside of Simone, so that's tremendous. With Sky and Shy, again, Sky goes 28.65. Shy's average is a 28.1. I think that's a pretty big, 0.5 of a difference between those two. I think that beam will go to Sky, at least that 3 up, 3 count spot. And again, now it goes back to Kayla. If something happens and we need to put Kayla into beam, well, Kayla's scoring a 27.15 on beam. It's not tremendously high, but it's one of the higher scores outside of the people that we already have on the beam team. So to me, that kind of just makes sense. And this is what was tricky, is being able to put in, and it's almost like a Rubik's Cube. Like, yeah, Jade might be better on vault and bars, but averagely, we've got to think about, if I've got to put somebody in on beam, and I only have 5 spots, I don't know if I want to put Jade in on beam. So you have to think about that too, I think. Now, I've never made an Olympic team. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So this is just my way of thinking. It could be wrong. You could disagree with it. That's totally fine. If you guys have better ideas, let me know, because I want to see a different perspective. And your perspective might just be exactly what I needed to see. So again, this is just a first timer, right? I'm a virgin and this stuff, right? This is just for fun, okay? And this is just to see and write it all down. Now, moving on to floor. Simone, Shy, Kayla, and Sky. Again, all of their scores were pretty strong with each other. I think those 3 up, 3 count in the end will be Simone, Shy, and Kayla. Going into the numbers, Simone has a 30.3. Obviously, we're going to want to take that. The next highest score was Shy with that average of a 28. The next highest score was Jade, it was Kayla. So yeah, there you go. So Kayla is scoring higher than Jade on floor with a 27.8, and Jade going 27.3. So again, just putting Kayla there, it makes sense to me, but that's just my opinion. So I think those will be the top 3, because Sky on floor is really good, and she's a good person, I think, to put in there. Suni, I think Sky's a little bit stronger on floor than Suni, but obviously not too much. But I still think it would make sense for Sky to be in on floor. And another thing you have to battle too in putting lineups together for qualifications on the 4 up, 3 count, you want to have at least 2 gymnasts competing all around in those events, because we've got to have 2 all around qualifiers for the all-around finals. And to me, our strongest all-arounders, honestly, they're all very strong all-arounders. But I think the top two, to me, that would make sense to shoot for is Simone and Shilese. Now, I say that hesitantly because Suni obviously is the reigning all-around champ, but Suni has gone through, it's been 4 years, and 3, because when it was in 2021, but Suni's been struggling with some health stuff. So to be able to try to compare her from her last Olympics, I don't think is very logical because she's not the same. Her body's a little bit older, and then she's been battling some health stuff. So I think it would be the best thing for her health-wise, number one, but also for the country and the team that we keep her on her strongest events, which would be bars and beam. So I don't think we should put Suni as an all-arounder. Kayla, she's one I battled too, all-around. Sky, I battled with her all-around too because they're all really good. But if you look at the all-around number between Simone, Sky, Kayla, and Shy, obviously Simone, 119, that's just crazy. Shy, she came in second at a 115.3. So again, hers are average scored, but Shy is a strong all-around gymnast. And then Sky's coming in at third with 113. So if it's not going to be Shy, I think it would make more sense for Sky. But even in the all-around stuff that I have for Shy's score counting, they're tied. I have Sky counting on 2 events, and I have Shy actually I have Sky on 3. So who knows? Maybe, Sky, she's still competing all around. Now that I look at it, I see her in every lineup. So Simone, Sky, and Shy would be able to mark all of the qualifications to be able to go to all around. They're competing all around is what I'm saying. Simone, Shy, and Sky are competing all around based off of my lineup. Simone is on vault, bars, beam, floor. Sky is on vault, bars, beam, floor. Shy is on vault, bars, beam, floor. So I think it's going to be an interesting battle between Shy and Sky of who gets that second spot for the country because you're only allowed 2 people per country. So that's going to be interesting because it's anybody's meet at the Olympics. So obviously I'm rooting for all of them. Numbers-wise, you would probably put a bet on Simone and Shy, but I'm not going to underestimate Sky. That girl's good, and she's peaking at a very good time. So I'm here for it. All right, so here we are. We've already battled the numbers with each other, and I've showed you out. Here's Jordan's and Jade's, Hesley's, Leanne's. I know Leanne has more experience than Hesley, but Hesley's all-around score was about 1.5 points higher than Leanne. So for the alternates, I'm interested to see how they place them. I would place them Jordan 1, Jade 2, Leanne 3, Hesley 4. Again, I think when it comes down to these things, experience really matters, but everybody that's a champion once or the first time ever, they were newbies at some point, right? So you don't want to underestimate just because they're a rookie, but then you also battle, do we go with what we know? Do we go with what the history has? Like, we've seen them in these big meets. We've seen them on the NCAA level. We've seen them at the world and Olympic level. That's a tough one. So I think for me, alternate-wise, I'd put Leanne above Hesley, but I wouldn't be mad if Hesley was above Leanne just because I think they both make sense, honestly. Now, here is the final results from championships. Shy. God, that's going to get really hard. Shy is not in on this because she did compete at championships. But you can see here for the all-around scores, Simone, Sky, Kayla. Like I said, I think Kayla would be a great all-around contender too. But I think Shy, Sky, and Simone are stronger than her all-around wise. Vault was Simone, Sky, and Jade. I would replace Jade with Kayla and Shy, like I said, for the team. Although Jade is very strong vault and floor, I think she needs to be more of an all-around gymnast to beat out Kayla because Kayla is a pretty strong all-arounder. Obviously, she placed top 3 at championships, and who knows, she maybe would have gotten 4th or 3rd if Shy was competing. That's hard to say and know, but regardless, Kayla would beat Jade all-around wise, and so to me it just makes sense to have Kayla on the team because I can use her on bars and beam if I need to. So, uneven bars, Simone, Jordan, and Sky. Jordan's tough for me. She's got a great bar routine, But is bars all we would need Jordan for and to use? Her scores were strong in other places, but people are beating her out on those scores, some of them. And on other events, it makes more sense for other people to possibly contender on those events in the Olympics because their numbers and the possibility of having to use them. Again, if I need someone on beam and floor or bars, and I know she had a mishap on floor the first day, Jordan, I believe, right? She fell. So let's just say she didn't fall. She went 20. She would have gone 27.85 on floor. Her all around would have gone up 111. She would be up there all around wise had she not fallen. So that's a really tough one too. I don't know. This is going to be so tough. I really want Jordan to be on the team. That's just because I love her and I think she's wonderful. But I don't know if the numbers are going to make sense because I feel like when it comes down to it, Jordan, she is so strong on a lot of events. Does she have a mishap on beam? Or is her beam just a little bit weak for her? I don't know. And again, I don't want to sound mean or anything, but so for me, even if she hadn't fallen on floor, 27.85, she's, still battling Shai and Kayla maybe for that third spot. But again, Kayla is strong on beam and bars. Jordan's strong on bars. Oh, God, this is so tough. And I keep wanting to change my mind with Kayla and Jordan. So honestly, with the team, and that's why I have Kayla at 5. She was really on the fence for me with her and Jordan. So for my prediction, I think it's going to be Simone, Shiley, Sky, Suni, and that 5th spot, it's either going to go to Kayla or Jordan. So I don't know. And I hate saying I want Jordan on the team because then that kicks Kayla out. And I want Kayla on the team too because but they've all been working really hard. This sucks. It just sucks so bad to work so hard and you all be so good. And it literally just comes down to this. But again, like I said, maybe experience is going to win it for Jordan because she's been to an Olympics before. She's competing at the NCAA level. She understands pressure. I mean, Kayla's competing at the NCAA too. She's competed at Worlds, right? But she's never been to the Olympics. Jordan has. So, oh my God. Am I going to change? I'm changing it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it. Ah! Okay, maybe that was God telling me I shouldn't. I don't know. I can't do it. I'm going to do it. I think this 5th spot. Oh, God. Because Jordan's bar score was high. And had she not fallen on floor, her all-around would have been higher. Okay, I'm going to do it. Jordan, welcome to the team, babes. Kayla, I'm so sorry. All right, this is going to be final answer. I'm locking it in. I'm not phoning a friend. Give me the $1 million. I want it. All right, that's Simone, Shai, Sky, Suni, Jordan. Man. Is there like a nickname we can give Jordan that starts with an S? Like Super Jordan? Simone, Shai, Sky, Suni, Super. That's what I'm going to do. And that's the team. S to the 5th power, babes. It's going to be great. Okay, let's go over the floor. Simone, Kayla, and Tiana. Tiana, fabulous. All right, guys, that is it. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. But let me know your thoughts down below and what you think your Olympic team and alternate predictions are going to be. And we're going to see come Sunday if I'm way off, way on, a little off. It's going to be interesting. But thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.